What's going on, everybody? My name is Jonathan Brescian, and super excited today. We have Vicky, who just came through working with us for the past few months, and she has a really interesting story she's open to sharing with us. So, Vicky, thanks so much for hopping on.
Sure, no problem. I'm glad to be here.
Awesome. So, so tell us a little bit about what was going on prior to you joining us.
So I've been dealing with an SI joint issue for 25 years now, and I've done everything possible, gone to orthopedic surgeons, chiropractors, physical therapy. I got knee surgery on that right side, acupuncture, and massages. I'm sure over the 25 years, I've probably spent $25,000. I'm not kidding.
Sure.
And nothing. It's by the time I found you guys and talked to you, I was done. I didn't know what else to do. My pain level, I think we talked about it being like an 8 or 9 because I could still get out of bed and go to work. I wasn't bedridden, but for me, it was unbearable. I couldn't deal with it anymore. I had to stop exercising. I was taking a lot of ibuprofen, drinking a lot, not a lot, but, probably every night just to, it was during COVID that I, really started, just, anyways.
That's understandable. Right? A lot of us do that, right? We're in pain. I mean, you try to figure out ways to numb it a little bit. So, I mean, self-medicating is very common and totally reasonable and understandable when you can't figure out a way out of pain, right? So,
yeah.
Yeah. So what were a couple of the things that we worked on together when you were working with us that really you felt like started to move the needle in the right direction?
There were a lot of things, a lot of changes that I implemented that were kind of mind blowing. First, in the very beginning, just learning how to breathe right. I was breathing in my chest and very shallow. And after a week of just, the first week of the program, you learn how to breathe and do the kidney breathing. And one morning I woke up and I was like, what's that sound? And I realized it was my breath. Like I was breathing deep breaths, like, it sounded like ocean waves coming in and out. And I'm like, oh my God, that's me. Like I don't breathe like that. So now I breathe like that. And it's huge because it kind of woke up that area. When you do the kidney breathing, I feel it in the SI joint. And maybe before that's why my breath came up, higher so that I wouldn't feel anything. I don't know. Or it's just, that's where the stress lays right there in the chest. So that was the very first thing, like the very first week. That was a huge change. My sleeping position started changing because I would do a lot of damage in my sleep. Kind of like lifting my leg up, like as high as my shoulder, just to try to feel comfortable. If I was on my side, my knee would go way up where it shouldn't be, and throughout the program, my sleeping position started changing so that my legs would be straight. I was laying on my back, which never happened, instead of all over the place on my side or on my stomach. I mean, I still, would change positions, but I never laid on my back with my legs straight before, ever.
Because it was just too painful?
Yeah, it just bothered me too much. And now I wake up like that and I'm like, this is amazing.
It's big.
A lot of I learned a lot of things about food and drinks. I always ate pretty healthy food, but the way I eat it now is different. I chew my food now instead of inhaling it. I don't drink big, a bunch of glasses of water while I eat now, and that's made a difference in like bloating. I don't drink alcohol. Like I'll wait till the weekends to have like a glass of wine or something instead of like every night with dinner. And that's helped with bloating, which was an issue. Even just standing, like getting up, take a shower. I stand different in the shower when I'm washing my hair. I get in a Wuji pose and stand in it. I didn't used to do that. I used to be all, I don't know, had everything tight, was flexed from like the waist down, and so just standing, or sitting different. I'm more aware than I was before. I'm listening to my body. And the other thing that we covered was like how trauma can sit in your body. One thing that was eye-opening that you and I and Greg and I discovered was that my SI joint started hurting after I was mugged in my 20s. And it never dawned on me that was like the time it started hurting. And I was always asked, anytime I went to a doctor or a chiropractor or anybody to try to work on my back, they're like, were you in an accident? Was there something that happened? And I'm like, no, I can't think of anything. And it was just, I don't know. As soon as I started talking to you guys, I'm like, oh my God, you know what happened? and then I'm like, no, but that couldn't be it, right? And you guys are like, yeah, that could totally be, that's very traumatic what happened. It was very aggressive on your body. I remember it clear as day. I had the flu. That's why I was leaving work early and I was in a garage, and that's when I was grabbed from behind. So my body was already like in a self-protecting or defensive, it felt pretty crap. My body felt like crap before I was grabbed. So it was just kind of eye-opening. It never occurred to me before. So there's just a lot of stuff that we touched and a lot of things that I've learned and just in the past couple months. So it's huge. And I have a lot of tools now to keep moving forward and keep working on this. I'm not pain-free yet, but I just feel so much different and I'm talking to my body,
Yeah. I mean, after 25 years of dealing with it, I mean, we never tell anybody that we speak to, like, after 4 months or however long we work together, you're going to be pain-free 100%. Some people actually get to that place, but that's not really necessarily the purpose. It's to start to transform the body and give you guys the tools. So that is just like a remarkable story. And how could you know that was related, right? Because this is not like common knowledge. Nobody talks about this stuff. But from our perspective, trauma is trauma, right? And the body will hold on to it, whatever it is. Parents yelling at you, whatever it is. So that's so awesome. How are you feeling these days, would you say, comparatively to before you started? Like, where are you at now?
For me, my pain is down to like a 3 compared to a 9 when I first started, which to me is a huge success. I mean, like, it's been hurting for 25 years. I can't expect it to be gone in a couple months. Like, it's not realistic. There's no way that my body would change that much. It's definitely changing. Like I said, like how I hold myself is different. When I first learned about the Wuji pose, I would look down at my feet and my right foot was always a couple inches back, and just making that adjustment is humongous. There was obviously a problem there with my, hip and leg. So, over the past couple months, I've been working on changing how my skeleton holds itself, so it's making a big difference. And like I said, it is sleeping. Like, I'm sleeping great now, so that's huge for, your energy and your mind. So that's made a big difference. I think that's my favorite part.
Listen, it's fundamental. We need to sleep, right? And we need to sleep through the night. So
Yeah.
and you're not the only one that struggles with sleep. So that's so awesome to hear. I guess, if you were to give anybody some advice, if somebody was on the fence about actually getting started and joining the program, like what's one piece of advice that you'd give them?
Um, I think to trust, like I didn't hem and haw. Like I've listened to some testimonials where people had to wait, and just make sure, you know, um, think about the money. But I, I don't know. I just trusted that I was ready to invest in myself, and like I said, I've spent enough money on my back. What's a little bit more to actually learn something that I don't have to keep spending money. This, like, I feel like this is it. I'm not going to have to keep spending money on it. Um, I I have all the tools I need right now to keep improving and to keep you know changing for the better, and finally eventually be pain free. I know that this is the trick. This is and it's not some like I just do it while I'm in the program and then I'm done. No, this is like I've learned what I need to do for the rest of my life, in the morning and through the day, at night. It's going to become this, ritual for me. And 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 what you guys teach is it's not just movements. It's, like I said, food and how your body reacts to food, and mindset, and it's mind, body, soul type of stuff. And no other doctor, like everybody else, is compartmentalized. Even chiropractors, it's nobody's touched all these bases before. That it's just mind blowing. So I I would have spent more on this. Like, I'm just happy I invested in this and invested in myself. So
Yeah. Well, we couldn't be happier for you, Vicky. I mean, like we're so excited for everything that you've gone through, and like you said, like your work's not done. So we're really looking forward to continuing to work with you and see your progress moving forward and supporting you in any way that we can. So thank you so much for joining us today, and we will see you soon.
sure thing.